Hi everyone, welcome back. My second video of 2021. So following from my last video, which was the first impressions, just wanted to get into the swing of things with a high-end makeup look. So I've gathered, I think the majority of the items that I've got here are high-end. Some of them I don't have high-end products, like I don't have a high-end primer per se, so I've kind of replaced it with something. So I'm more organised today, make my editing a lot easier, so let's just get into it. So I'm going to use this Nars Illuminator in the colour Copacabana, if I said that right. It's like a slight pink colour, but I'm going to shake this up first because it's obviously been sat for a little while. And I'm literally going to take a little dollop of it. A little dollop. So I've just taken a small amount, rub that between two fingers, and I'm just going to hit really the areas where I would normally add a little bit of highlighter. And look like a Tin Man for a second. And this is instead of a primer because I don't really have like a high-end primer. Okay, next, another Nars. Okay, I think it's going to be pretty Nars heavy if I'm completely honest. There's the Soft Matte Complete Foundation, and I've got it in the colour Yukon, which is light 2.5. This is not my colour, just to let you know. From what I remember, this is very pink for me. Actually, what I'm going to do first, before I put that on, I'm going to use the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I've got this in Chantilly Light 1, which is the lightest colour. I'm just going to grab a Real Techniques shading brush. Sorry, the words are practically rubbed off. I've had this for that long. Oh, look at that. I try and really not pick my spots, but it's so difficult. I'm just going to stick this anywhere that I have a blemish. I'll use that under my eyes after the foundation, but I'm just going to let that sit for a little moment. Right, okay, so that's had a minute, and I'm just going to take some foundation back of my hand and dot it on my face, so about that much. You can already tell it's not my colour. And then just blend that in. Okay, and now we're looking weird. I always think I look so strange with just foundation on. And I'm going to go back into the concealer, same brush as what I did before. I'm just going to keep using the viewfinder instead of my mirror, which would make my life so much easier if I just used the mirror. I'm going to be using the Fenty. I've took the lid off now, I can't be bothered to put it on. I'm going to be using the Fenty loose powder, the Pro Filt'r loose powder in Butter. I'm going to really press out my under eyes because this concealer really creases, especially on my under eyes. I'm just going to take a little bit on a brush first. This is a Morphe 438, and I'm just going to lightly set it first. I'm going to get a large powder brush, which is the Morphe JS2, and go around my skin and just make sure it's all well blended and it hasn't set into any fine lines. Get a little bit on the brush and just as I mentioned in my last video, if you haven't watched it, the cheeks of my face are completely normal skin. I don't get any kind of dryness, oiliness, nothing happens there. And it's really just my T-zone I get a little bit of oiliness. Then I take the clean side of the beauty blender in the Fenty powder. Get under my eyes still. And I am actually going to leave that there for a minute today. I'm not going to brush it straight off. I don't think I mentioned I'm just going to do like a really basic neutral eye look. Because I'm going to do a red lip. So I like to keep it a little bit plain on the eyes. So I'm going to use Modern Renaissance by Anastasia. Another cat hair today. I do manage to keep mine clean. Very proud of it. But it's because the box is actually better instead. You can see inside it is used. So let's get some brushes. Let's grab this, is just an Anastasia brush that I got in with it. Now I'm actually going to mix raw sienna and burnt orange together and just get that through the crease. Now don't worry too much about blending at the minute, as long as I can get it down. And those have almost just blended themselves out. Get a Morphe 518, just like a fluffy blending brush, clean, nothing on it. Holding the palette here like. That's a cat coming in. And I'm going to use the slightest littlest bit of, I'm going to try warm taupe first. Wherever it's gone, here. Try warm taupe first. Just on the same brush. Yeah. And just deepen the outer half. It just makes it that slight difference. Now you can see it's a little bit depth on the outside, a bit more than the inside. I kind of just want to leave it there because I'm going to do big red lips, so I don't want to do too much. I'm going to flip over this brush because it does just have a flat end. I'm not even going to dip it, make it wet or anything. I'm not going to spray it with setting spray. So I'm going to take the flat end of this brush and I'm going to go in with the colour Vermeer. I can't point at them and do them at the same time. Vermeer, which is the pink shimmer shade. So just straight. So I'm not cutting the crease, nothing like that. Just putting that shade straight on, and I can always turn it around and just blend through. I think it just adds a little bit light there. It just brings everything back. Before I go any further, I'm going to get just the Morphe 4-3 that I was using earlier, and I'm going to dust away this powder. So I feel as though it's starting to dry me out slightly now. Lower lash line, and then I'm going to do a spritz of setting spray because I can feel my eyes drying up. I'm going to go in with Cypress Sunbow, just the dark brown, and a mix of these two as well, just for my lower lash line, sorry. And this is on a Morphe 506, which is like a small blending brush. And I'm just going to get all three because I know by the time I put lashes on the top, the bottom always looks quite bare. So if I just make it that little bit darker on the bottom, I find it just evens it out a bit more. Go make it with the clean blending brush. Just hitting up underneath, I'm not going directly under my lash line. I'm just sitting it right on the edge, getting it around. A little tip for if you want a darker shade than what you've put down but you don't want to go too dark, is I will say, okay, I was using those 3 colours, I'll dip into Cypress Umber first, then into those 2. Someone's come to say hello. Dip into that one, then them 2, and then put it on. Because if you want it, once you've like built it up a little bit and you've got a bit more confident, you can then dip into these 2 and then that one, and it'll give you the same effect, but it'll just make it so the darkness is on the top of the brush and hits first, whereas if you do it the other way around, the lightness hits first and then the darkness comes through, and it just allows you to build up a bit easier and not obviously overdo it within your first stroke. Okay, so now that we are here, I'm going to do some setting spray before I put eyeliner on, because one that I've got does run quite easily. So this isn't a eyeshadow stuck in it there. This isn't a high-end, obviously it's just the Morphe Luminous setting spray, but it is the only one that I've got at the moment. With the shops being closed, I can't just go and buy stuff, and I'm not paying delivery fees because I'm far too stingy for that. I always tilt my head back because these are so fine misted. I feel as though it's not going anywhere, it's not going on my face. Who wants to spend £20 on a little plastic fan when you've got cardboard boxes all over the place? I'm going to finish off the eyes. I'm going to use the Fenty, I think this is just the liquid eyeliner. Oh, long wear liquid eyeliner, pen, Flyliner in Kazan Black. You don't need just as it is. No, I do have to get extremely close to a mirror for this, so apologies. If you have a liner on, I wouldn't worry too much. By the time you put lashes on, it kind of can't really see it too much, and it looks even anyway. So what I'm going to go into, tidying as I go, I'm actually going to glue my lashes, and then I'll put mascara on whilst the glue's drying, and then I'll do brows after that. So these are the GLA lashes, Jelly One, I think. I'll put the link in the down bar. I've just bought some new ones today as well. Duo glue, and I just put them back in the little carton to start to dry off. I'm going to get Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I'm desperately trying to get rid of this. So this is Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade. We all know this, and I've got it in the colour Blonde. And the brush I'm using is JS, does it say? Yes, JS7, which is just like the angle brush with a spoolie on the end. So get that really coated. Mine is starting to dry out, so it takes a while. I will always brush my hairs up, they need trimmed, but we'll ignore that. And I like to, I'm going to have to use the viewfinder to do this properly for you. And I'll do the line starting at the beginning, working backwards. I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of brow hairs, and so filling in my brows doesn't really take a lot of precision or a lot of work. And I'll just brush up from where I've put that line down. I brush all of the hairs down, and then I do make like an actual line across the top. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I'll hold the brush at the end so you can see. And then just brush them hairs back up into place. I always find that I didn't quite do enough here, so I'll just fill it in. Then one eyebrow compared to the other, you can see it just lifts my arch up, so I'll do the same on the other brow. Right, okay, then after all of that, the lash band is probably over dried. I'm going to have to re-glue it. No, it's not actually, that's fine. I'm going to pop the lashes on. Okay, so lashes are on. Next I will do bottom mascara. Just to finish off the brows, I've got, again, this isn't high end, but I much prefer this to some high end brow mascaras I've used. So this is NYX Tinted Brow Mascara in chocolate. So don't really know why I got it in chocolate unless the blonde was a really funny colour. Just brush through my brows. So the glue is drying quite well. And then the lashes, I always like to do a little side bit of the lashes, just so you can see how full they are. I'm going to do the lips last, just because I feel as though you need to do everything and then come back to the lips just to finish it off. So I'm going to make the next thing, which is Nars Laguna Matte. I'm using a Real Techniques contour brush, although I do not use contour. I like to bronze rather than contour because I feel as though my skin just looks better. I think because my face is so round and I don't really have like any definition here, but if I try and create definition, it just ends up looking a little bit, well, it looks completely fake and it looks ridiculous. So I'm just going to get my beauty blender and just go over that slightly because I feel like we went a bit ham there. Just take the powder that was on the other side and I just like to blank out this area so it doesn't come right in and like sink me right in. Okay, we're just going to have to live with that because I can't honestly be bothered anymore. I'm going to do a highlight, which I've got the Dior Skin Nude in Glow and Gardens. It's been abused. And I'm going to get the JS Full Brush from Morphe. Most of my brushes are from Morphe, to be fair, just because there's a Morphe in Newcastle, so I can actually go and touch the brushes and get the exact size that I want rather than looking online and being like, it's a close-up so I can't actually see how big the brush is. Okay, I think it's just lips to do now. So I have 3 lip products. I've got the MAC Literally Red, it's literally called Red, lip liner, sharpened. I'm amazed that it's sharpened. I have the Fenty, I think it's Stunner, Uncensored liquid lipstick. And then I've got a Hoola gloss just in case I want to put something over the top. So the mirror's coming back for this because I cannot sit and do a full red lip. Plus my lips are really uneven, so I have to even them out, which takes forever. There we are. That's about as even as they're going to get for the minute. I'll fill them in and then go back in with the liner. I just love this. I do just love this lipstick. I think my lips are like on an angle, so I'm going to get a little tiny bit of my Hoola gloss on the back of my hand and a lip brush, which I'm going to use the Real Techniques detailed brush, that detailer brush, just tap it in there. Not even making it a full gloss, I'm just making it so it's not completely matte. And there we have it. I'm going to use another layer setting spray, but I really love this look. I think it's just so nice to be in a bit of a rush, think, okay, I've got like half an hour to do a full face of makeup. How do I achieve it? How do I do a big dramatic eye? How do I put manage lipstick in that time? How do I look like I've really made an effect without really making an effect? I think it looks really nice. It still looks like you made an effort. You could have a greasy hair day, and then still look fly. So I think that's everything, including the cat in the background, who is 100% asleep at this point. But I'm gonna end it there. I will video the opposite of this, and I'll do all like drugstore affordable makeup, and I'll use mainly like Boots, Superdrug, Beauty Bay kind of issued products. So that'll be coming up next week, and I hope to see you there. Bye.